so we'll move on to the next question. The government will shut down if Congress does not reach a deal at the end of this week. If the government shuts down, should voters blame populist Republicans?
Look, I think we need to, look, the swarm creates theater, right? They create theater. Oh my God, there's a government shutdown, right? The bottom line is, what has government actually done for anyone? Can anyone talk about what government actually done in this country? Look at the infrastructure in this country. Infrastructure is absolutely falling apart. Look at the level of governance in this country. Everyone in Congress is owned by Silicon Valley or one of the large Fortune 1000 companies. They do not work for people. They work for a finite set of people. They work for the 0.001%. I don't really care if government shuts down. Who cares? Let them all shut down. Let them go out of business, because we frankly need very limited government, if any of this stuff. So I think we should all be happy they're going to shut down, and we should just go on our own ways. But more importantly, everyone should come to our 11 a.m. and 8 p.m. Thursday town halls, which we have, because we'll actually teach you how to take care of your health. We'll teach you how to take care of the environment. We'll teach you how to make your kids smart. We give you practical things independent of government. What we need is truly a government by the people, for the people. But in order to have that, everyone here has got to get educated on how systems work and how we build a movement and become leaders. So the governance should be spread out and diffused out, so we have self-organizing systems. I don't even think this is an issue. No one should even care about this, whether the government shuts down or is open. They haven't helped you either way.
Many people may say, what about our debt? What about our world reserve currency status? What about our expenditures for public programs? What do you say to them?
Look, after becoming president, one of the executive orders I'll pass is that we don't acknowledge any of this debt. We'll just wipe clean the books. We don't know anything, because the public didn't put us into debt. The elites put us into debt. Okay? I didn't. Did you have any say in putting us into debt, Chris? I didn't. You didn't. Neither did the other 300 million people. So we didn't put ourselves into debt. The people put ourselves into debt are Obama's and the Trumps and the Clintons and the Bushes. Let them be jailed for putting us into debt. Let them. No one gave them the authorization to do a lot of the stuff. The Fed, all these people, right? The Fed does not represent us. It is a private entity which should be completely demolished. It shouldn't even exist. So when we talk about our debt, it's not my debt, it's their debt. And we don't owe any of that debt. So we would wipe that slate completely clean, just wipe it clean, and any money that's ever issued must be backed by gold or silver, period. And perhaps if there was truly a cryptocurrency that could truly be managed by the people, for the people, potentially that. It's a limited amount of it, and it cannot be busted, quantum computing. But the bottom line is, this is not our debt. You see how the elites are, they keep coming up with ways, very powerful pronouns. Oh, our debt. It's not our debt, not my debt. I didn't create this.
Financial experts and media pundits' heads are spinning, but the entire economy will collapse and it's game over for America.
No, it won't collapse for us. It'll collapse for the elites. 600 billionaires when Trump printed $8 trillion, right? We're at 33 trillion, 128% of the GDP, right? So 1.28 times more than the GDP is a debt. And what happened in 2020? Elon Musk became the wealthiest person. Jeff Bezos became wealthier, right? All of these guys became wealthier at the expense of this printing of money, which went up to them. 600 billionaires increased their wealth by $2.3 trillion. So of that 33 trillion in debt, you could argue 2.3 trillion, or in that range, went to these guys. This is not my debt. It's like someone else stealing your credit card and ranking up debt on your credit card. I don't know that debt. No one owns this debt. Let them all go bankrupt. Who cares? When they say our debt, us going bankrupt, it's not our debt. Period. Working people will expropriate the assets of these people who created this mess. It will become public assets owned and operated by the people. That's what needs to happen.
Alrighty.
And much of this debt was also created by all these wars that were created for the elites, by the elites, to serve them. Some people say there's about another $20 trillion just missing was printed and sent out to people. And if you go look at this, the war machine that they've created in the Middle East has served the elites, the amount of money that went into financing that. We need to make sure that we end all financing of Zionist Israel, period. Anyone who wants to support the butchering of Palestinian youth should all be brought to task and also prosecuted. And all of them on that debate stage support that. Everyone on that debate stage supports the advancement of the military-industrial complex by the funding of Israel and all of these foreign wars. I will not do that. Just pull the plug on all this shit. Pull the plug on NATO, pull the plug on IMF. This is not American. None of this was decided by the American people. The real question is, what are we going to do about that crime? Let's focus on the real crime. You say the real crime is all those guys on stage. And that's why the only solution, everyone listening, is you got to go to shivaforpresident.com and get ready to vote for Shiva for president. Get one of these bumper stickers and put it on the back of your car. And when you do that, you're saying a big fuck you. And what you're saying is, I'm going to come after all of you criminals by voting for Dr. Shiva. You see how they phrase these questions? It's an assumption that they're not criminals, okay? Chris Christie was the attorney general or whatever, the governor of New Jersey, where I grew up in. He's a fucking criminal, right? Who's he? He's a mobster. Look at him. He's a fat fucking mobster, right? By the way, I went to school with him. He used to be the catcher on our baseball team. Put on a lot of weight since then. But regardless of that, all of those people on the stage, Chris, are all criminals. The issue is, what are we going to do to jail them? What are we going to do to prosecute all of them? And why are they even on the debate stage? It's a crime that they use social media and then they have this alliance with government to make our campaign invisible. Is that not a crime? How many civil rights laws does that break? How many election interference laws does that break? So they get away with crime every day, okay? So we need to really define who's the criminal here. They're the criminals.